I've been operating a fitness business for 10 years now, of which I'd say 6 years that fitness business has been in the top percentile of performers. Now, I've learned a lot over the years. I made a lot of mistakes, but in this video, I'm going to go through not the sickest, not the sickest, the six biggest mistakes that I've made, but the mistakes that coaches and brands that I'm working with at the moment are facing. I have a mentorship which we launched at the beginning of this year. It's doing really well, really enjoying working with those coaches. And hopefully by the end of this video, I will have nudged you in the right direction to come closer to working with me. But before we get into that, let's talk through some of those things that people are definitely making mistakes with out there. And the first thing would be brand. You don't need to have a team and you don't need to have a massive following. You don't need a blue tick online. You literally only need really one thing to excel as a small business, where you make so much money that, you know, you never have to check your bank account balance again when you next go shopping. You know, that's quite a promise, isn't it? That thing that you need there is brand. We're not talking about this enough. Everyone's talking about paid ads, talking about, oh yeah, if you can get an ROI and you pay it up without a brand, you're screwed. And the best way to explain it as brand is where personality meets business. Bit of David Brent. Because if it's just a personality, it's not going to be sustainable. Because even if your vlogs about your amazing life get really nice traction, eventually you'll go broke. You're not Logan Paul, you're not KSI, you're not getting millions of views on your vlogs. You probably heard this year a lot about some YouTubers who quit. They said they lost the passion for making content, but the reality is usually one thing, and the reality for them is that they're not making enough cash. That's the reason people quit. We say it's passion, it's not, it's money. Because if I said do 100 push-ups every day, you're probably not going to do it. If I say get down, do your 100 push-ups, you're like, but you're not going to do it. But if I said do 100 push-ups every day, and every day you do it, I'll put $100,000 into your bank account. And if you miss just one day, you have to give me all the money back. You'd probably do the press-ups every single day without missing it, because it's actually worth it. The only reason people don't do things is if it's not worth it. So it's not just being about a cool personality or being an influencer. It's about making enough money from being the person you are to sustain yourself, maybe even your family, or whoever else is in your life, like my dog that ruined the last live stream. For some reason, like talking business has become like a dirty topic to talk about, but you need to respect, develop, and build your business because it's like a muscle, or even better yet, it's like a level of fitness. You need years of continual painful work to build it up and develop it up. For some reason, it's fine if you obsess over getting in shape and getting muscular, but if you obsess over your business, it's crazy. Because just like fitness, you're going to have periods of ups and downs and plateaus and setbacks, and worse yet, if you take your eye off the ball, burn out, or just hit shit luck, you can have it all come crashing down and you need to start from the beginning again. Business is actually just like fitness, where people look at you from the sidelines and think that you're lucky or that mummy and daddy paid for it, when the reality is that you grafted your ass off and then you decided to make it look easy. It's another thing that a lot of us do in the fitness industry. We're like, work so hard for something, then make it seem like we didn't have to work that hard. But if you can get the perfect blend of personality and business, you have a brand. Now, if you're looking to be the next clothing brand or fast food outlet, I can't really help you because my expertise are in a realm of a different type of brand, what I would call personal brand. If you can get strangers on the internet to get to know your brand, to like your brand, and to trust your brand, you can open up doors to doing business with them. And should your brand understand them as a customer, that's probably one of the biggest mistakes that people make. Businesses thrive in the world of solving people's problems. And if you are a problem solver, you can have a ferocious business. No one's problem is, I don't have a personal trainer. Their problems revolve around other things like accountability, not having structure, not having a workout to follow. They're eating the wrong foods. They don't know how to track or measure progress. They're the problems. Your business should be solving those problems, not being a personal trainer. Now, I know your problems. You're probably unsure on your brand, how to utilize social media, how to convert followers into clients, how to sell, to use DMs, should you jump on sales calls, how do you get people to trust you, how much do you charge, how often, should you be expensive or should you be affordable? And I go into this a lot in more detail in my business mentorship, but seeing as you're here today, I'm going to give you some of the top level notes on it. And again, throughout this whole video, there's going to be some links in the description. One of which you can get some business advice from me every day for 30 days. You can book in a call to talk to the team about it, but let's just get into it. Number one, you are the brand. The majority of the time, it's you. It's not JS training, not active health PT, not move you forever, not JS coaching. It's you. And your name will suffice as a brand. For years, I tried hiding behind it. But let's look at people like Alex Hormozy is Alex Hormozy. He's not school.com or acquisition.com. He's Alex Hormozy. Joe Rogan is Joe Rogan. His podcast is the Joe Rogan Experience, but people listen to Joe Rogan because they like him. So they listen to his podcast. I'm not James Smith Academy. I'm James Smith. It's my brand. There's hundreds of thousands of people that have used my coaching app. Millions of people buy my books, watch my content. I have nearly 1,000 coaches in my mentorship. But even though it's the mentorship that's the business, the brand is still James Smith. And you can't hide behind your business brand, even if you're making content on behalf of a gym, right? Your gym, for instance, I should be James at Absolutely Fitness Bracknell, which is a gym I used to work out, because people want to form and bond a connection with you, the person. They don't want to think they're talking to a gym. They want to think they're talking to a person. Now, right now, if you currently have a brand name that you run or operate, it can still remain your business. But on social media, we follow people rather than the brands themselves. If you're alone in your business, you should probably just represent yourself as a brand. And if you have more members of staff, then maybe you have complexities with it. Maybe you do need to be under a brand, but the majority of you are working on your own. Number two, you must have opinions as a brand. You must be a contrarian in some areas. You have to go against the grain and have something you stand strongly on, or even controversial, because polarization is a very powerful weapon. I take the piss out of a lot of bodybuilders to get a lot of general populations to like me more. But I know what you're thinking. James, if you're going to rile up all these bodybuilders, surely that's bad for brand. Well, no, not if I'm never going to sell any of my services to bodybuilders. If I have a pub, I'm not too worried what people think about me that don't drink. We've got to be very selective with the people we give a fuck about. And for me, considering bodybuilders don't use me, I should go to war with them. Number three, it's going to take a long time to get your personality out. Much of what I teach in the mentorship surrounds your next 100 videos or your next 10 YouTube videos. And to be honest, it will take that amount of time to get you to be present on camera. Think of it this way. It would take you 10 years to get a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So don't think it won't take months to accrue the experience you need to truly master, not just the game of content itself, but the reps necessary to communicate your brand to the people on social media to massively benefit your business. It's going to take a while. So I think that's like a good place to start and probably wrap up on brand. So it's probably the first hurdle that people end up in the mentorship. I'm like, right, cool, change this. What I would do to just be James Smith on social media. I've offered the guy money to give me the handle. He won't give it to me. Second point of call we got to look at socials and social media. When it comes to, building a business, anyone that says they don't like social media clearly just doesn't know how to utilize it. It's that simple. I'm sorry, but it is that simple. You see, like every social media platform, it's like a video game. If you play that video game right, you get to unlock and access new worlds that were once previously locked to you. It's kind of the only way I could explain it. And I know it sounds a bit bizarre, but if you imagine playing something like Grand Theft Auto, to begin, you don't have much access to really anything. But if you do the work and you spend the hours, you can get better cars and more money, and you can unlock new places and travel to anywhere that you want on the island, right? Using social media is much the same. That game isn't easy, and that's why most people quit before they can accomplish much. Many point to social media and say, it's broken, the algorithm doesn't work for me, I might have to start a fresh page because I got shadow banned. Look, there are many reasons people struggle on social media, but the main reason that people do better on video games than they do in real life is the same reason, they lack objectives. Clear, tangible objectives. Think of it this way. In life, one of the reasons I think people can sometimes not do that great is the objectives in everyday life are pretty vague. Get good grades, go to university, get a good job, don't break the law. Nice one, excellent. So depending on the social media platform, the game is going to be a bit different. And with clear set objectives for each one, you can really see success. So short form for Reels for Instagram, for TikTok, for Facebook, YouTube Shorts. And by the way, Facebook is still an absolute weapon. I know people seem to think it's old school, but trust me, like Facebook still really, really slaps. Then we have longer format mediums like YouTube, and YouTube just allows people to build up hours in front of you and go on long binge sessions of content. And in the mentorship in more detail, we look into titles, we look at thumbnails and other certain details you need. But YouTube has been, it's got something the other platforms don't. And I call it the binge effect. Whenever I get into a new YouTuber, I literally watch the last 6 months of their content, whether it's Matt Armstrong putting together cars, Ed from Film Booth teaching me about YouTube. I binge it all. And you can have the same effect if you utilize the tool of social media correctly. You work very hard to get someone to watch one video, then they end up watching them all. So is the goal of social media to get famous? No. Is it to get a blue tick? Even though nowadays you just kind of, you just buy one, can't you? Back in my day, things we had to do to get a blue tick back then. Is it to get free dinners from fancy restaurants in Dubai? Now, although I've been guilty of that, it's not. Weirdly and strangely, the goal of social media is to do something that seems completely, well, counterintuitive, to get them off social media and to a place that we can sell to them. And no, we do not sell to people on social media, which is like one of the biggest kind of mistakes we make, because selling to someone on social media is like trying to talk to someone in a very busy and loud room with lots of distractions. The place we really want to have this discussion with them is via email. A nice curated email in their inbox, undistracted. But how do we take someone from social media to a clever marketing email? It's a massive gap that a lot of kind of fitness professionals get to. I suppose the next topic we need to cover off, which is, again, there's a lot of names for this online, but we kind of have a little bit of lingo that in my mentorship, we call it a squeeze. But I want you to think about this. TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, or X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Threads. I don't know. I deleted Threads. Yeah, I feel like that was crazy, wasn't it? But every single one of these has the potential to change your life. If you crack just one of those platforms, one video pops off on that, you could change the quality of your life forever. And actually, I'll tell you what, before we go into what a squeeze page is, let me give you some golden nuggets of information that are going to help you crack social media. Number one, you're going to have to be hooks. And a hook is the first thing you say in a video. It can be verbal, it can be visual, it can be showing a later part of the video up front. There are so many different ways you can hook someone in that initial 3 to 5 seconds. So like, I don't know, here's an idea that could do well. So you might start a video with a question. How long would it take to burn off 200 calories? Like, oh, okay, yeah. You know, I kind of want to know actually, how long does it take? Now the hook is out there, people might stay and watch the video because they want the answer. Rather, hi, welcome back to the channel, blah, blah, they're gone. They're not coming back. A visual hook could be like, here's 250 calories worth of jelly beans. How many miles would I have to jog to burn these off? And then someone's like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was that many calories. Oh, how far would you have to jog to burn them off? And you could ask people or pose questions to things they might already have thought of. If you do that, they kind of feel like you're reading their mind. You know, they could say something like, have you ever wondered if lifting straps could help you develop a more muscular back? You know, I actually have been thinking that. I actually have been thinking that the only reason I haven't got a muscular back is because of the lifting. Hooks are king. Or if you're a lady watching this, queen. Number 2, camera quality, audio, lighting. It's no joke that I'm doing this in 4K, but it's probably 1080p, and I've got a professional microphone, and that I'm facing natural light, and that I wiped my damn lens before, and that I got a proper camera. And why is this important? Because if you don't, someone else will. And you'll be saying the same thing with the same good hooks. And ultimately, if I'm going to the care of attention to look good on this, you can imagine my platform is going to be good. 5 years ago, you can make a great brand off an iPhone, but in this day and age, you want to be using kit that will allow you to make better content, which means better engagement, which means more traffic, which means more sales. And you should probably know how to perfect your audio so that watching your content becomes joyous for whoever's watching it, you know? Number 3, where did that come from? You've got it easier than me. In my day, there was no For You page, okay? Back in my day, people had to follow me to see my content. All right? You're walking into a world where social media sites show your content to people who are possibly interested in it. That's revolutionary. You make a video on cooking, it's going to be shown to people that like videos of cooking. It's never been easier to use social media. It's never been more advantageous to start now. People think they're late, but you're actually at a much higher opportunity. As a percentage of following see story views, when you hit 1 million, it dies. So now that's enough on social media. Let's talk into a concept that I teach in the mentorship, which is very important, called squeeze. There are many names to these pages, but I like the term squeeze because we need to squeeze people of the information that we need, often their email. It could be a phone number, it could be an address, but often it's going to be email. So how do we get someone's data? That's probably the question. Do we just ask for it? Do we put out, oh, hey guys, do we get a clipboard out and start walking down the streets? But there are two main principles that I teach in the mentorship to get people to follow. And those first two principles, one, I would call the law of reciprocity. The more you give, the more people feel inclined to give back. So you can refer to step 2, social media, and think about all the goodwill you can generate. So that one day you say to someone, hey, can I have your email? And they go, yeah. They go, oh God, yeah. They go, yeah. This legend has helped me so much. Have my email. Have my firstborn child. They're going to go, have my dog, because you're a legend, mate. If you can accrue that, you're laughing. And the second I'd call WIFM, which stands for WIIFM. What's in it for me? I'll give my email address to anyone on one condition, that it's worth it. And if there is nothing in it for me, I'm not going to give it across. In the same way, you can't expect people to give you their emails if it's not going to be worth it. And it's your job to be a sly, cunning, and clever badger, to think about something that people want or need from your area of expertise. Now, there are a lot of shit squeezes out there. Terrible, awful, absolutely god awful. And I mean, like, some of the terrible squeezes probably like, I don't know, please give me your email address so I can send you some emails. Awful. No creativity, 0 points. Go back to where you started from. But a good squeeze, let me think. You could say, over the next 39 days, I'll give you 39 ways you could revolutionize your CrossFit techniques. And each day, I'll deliver a nugget of wisdom from how to grip the bar, how to set up your snatch, how to set up your deadlift, with some tips that actually helped me hit a new PR. This is completely free, and the best way for me to send this across to you would be via email. So please give me your best address, and I'll send it right across. Look at that. I'm already wanting to give myself my email address when I just made that up. It doesn't even exist. I don't even do CrossFit. If you can offer something of value, people will sign up. And ideally, you want to create like a standalone page where people arrive and they feel awfully stupid if they leave without giving you their email address. That's the whole idea of a really good, well-curated squeeze page. Some people say, I'm not sure if this is true, that 80% of people who visit your website won't visit again. They say, yep, they're not coming back. I could have made that up on the spot, but wouldn't it be nice if those people that visited, even if they didn't buy, that you could contact them whenever you need, especially, let's say you're running a 12-week challenge. You might get a bit quiet, might want a few more clients. Wouldn't it be nice to just have their contact information? So some of the squeezes that I personally use, we've actually got some in the description to this video, which I would like you to be squeezed with. 30 days, business to business tips. I'll revolutionize your business every day for 30 days. Give me your email address. If you don't like them at any point, you can unsubscribe. I have a 4.5 month autoresponder for James Smith Academy. I have a James Smith Academy calorie calculator. All of these things get email addresses. And I'll give you 3 tips on this subject that are all worth hundreds of dollars. Number 1, don't be generic. You won't appeal to anyone. Get to know your demographic and think about what you could give them in return for their email address. And really think about it. Oh, I might give them a calorie calculator. That's what everyone's doing. No, a free training program isn't good enough. It needs to be appealing. It needs to be more than a recipe guide. You need to be creative. The landscape is incredibly competitive at the moment. And if you do not cater to their needs, yeah, you're not getting it. Number 2, maybe consider emailing more often, not less. I email every day because I want to be there every day. Remember, you cannot email someone too much. You can only be too boring. And number 3, my biggest gripe, if that's the right word, don't put links to your social media in your fucking emails, right? They're going the wrong way back up the funnel. So if you're going to email someone to get their email, don't be like, oh, go watch my YouTube video. They're going the wrong way. Now, I bet you're off to go bloody, oh, quick, need to build an email list, need to make a squeeze page. But you're probably wondering, what platforms do I use? How do I write an email? Well, I'm actually creating a whole course on email marketing in the following weeks, which I will add to the mentorship for free. So over the next few months, everyone, when you join the mentorship, it's a one-off fee, lifetime. I add courses as we go along. So you've got the main course, but then I'm creating like satellite in detail, more courses, editing, email marketing, whatever it is. Everything's in the course already, but I'm going to be creating extra courses on that. And I know what you're thinking. Emails, when I first heard about emails in 2014, I thought it was archaic. I thought, hold on, mate. My dad uses emails. I use Facebook because I'm a millennial. I'm young. However, the majority of my accomplishment across the years are all from email. I wish it was because I'm good looking, blue eye. No, it's emails. I have 450,000 people on my biggest list. It's like a cannon that I fire. I have email lists for business to business. I have email lists for business to consumer. I have email lists for events. I have business email lists depending on the geography. My business partner will nudge me passive aggressive in WhatsApp and he'll be like, hey, mate, haven't hit today's quota. Fire out an email. I send out a little, send out the email. Boom. Next minute, we're at the quota that we need. I suppose I'll give you 3 reasons that you need email marketing off the top of my head. 1, people buy from emails. I'm sat at my desk right now. My wallet is here. I need to pay my UK phone bill. I need to pay off my Amex. Oh shit, James Smith is selling something. Let me buy it. Well, let me do it. So it's important then that, people are just they're in that zone. Think about how often you buy from social media. You don't, you're on your phone. You're like, oh, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope. Swipe. You see something for sale, then you're gone. And sometimes you need to tell a story distraction free, a bit like this video. My objective, if anything, is to take you away from that very crowded place that you found me on YouTube, to tell you a story, several stories, in fact, stories that could benefit your brand, income streams, it's about taking you away somewhere. I suppose number 2, I would call the right time effect. Think about it this way. Even my biggest and most loyal followers won't see me every day. The algorithm, their lifestyle, shit, they might just be busy at work. What if I need them to see a certain thing? I have no control over that. I can't control the algorithm and be like, oh, show them this video. Also, they may see what I want them to see at the wrong time. They might be having a poo or between stops on the train where the signal is going to drop out intermittently. I don't want them seeing about my course when they're on the poo. They're not going to buy then, are they? We check our emails when it suits us, when we're distraction free, when we got coffee in hand, and better yet, we don't miss emails. We can miss DMs. We can miss a lot of things, but very rarely do we miss emails. It's very rare. I would say that's the one place that we give most care and attention because we curate our inbox on a daily basis. A lot of us keep it cleaner than our homes. My desk right here is messy as fuck, but my inbox is clean. It's well valeted. And one day your avatar, the person that you're trying to sell to, which is another business chapter entirely, they're going to get dumped or their jeans won't fit or they'll get called fat by a colleague at work. And that day you need to appear. You need to be the knight in shining armor that comes to save the day. Or knightess. Is there a female version of that? Can you be a female knight? Knightess. Because if you don't come along and save the day for them, someone else will. And then my 3 biggest trick that I shouldn't be giving away for free, automation. Email marketing is very easy to automate. For this course, in the link below, I spent 3 hours writing the best bits of business nuggets and tips, and I segmented them into 30 emails and I send them for 1 a day. That autoresponder down there, if you click on it and sign up to the 30 days of business advice, on average, people buy between days 21 and 24. So if you do sign up to that, enjoy the advice, but just be careful. A lot of people join that thinking they wouldn't join my course, and they do. But, I can then say on socials, hey, do you want 30 ways in 30 days to improve your business? And then I don't even have to send those emails. They're set up in an automation. So yourself, within your business, if you learn how to do it properly, you could set up an automation. They get nurtured through that. So they sign up, then you don't have to touch them. I use this for the James Smith Academy. I've written a 4.5 month automation. So if someone signs up to my email list today, they'll get an email from me every day for 4.5 months. That does the work for me. I get to take people on a journey via email without them to sending emails. You could start a writing project and never have to send an email marketing again. Because when they buy, they're not just buying into my plan or my program. They wouldn't be just buying into your plan or their program. They'd be buying into a person who emailed them. every single day for months, never a day off, never a break in stride, not even taking Sundays off. And that has an impact. Then you can run ads to those squeezes, right? So let's say you get people that sign up to your list to buying your products. You could then run ads to pay Google or Facebook or whatever to get people in there. And what are the chances of them buying from you if you're emailing them every day with really good, helpful emails versus someone who just goes on their story going, hey guys, please sign up to my program. If you said to me that you had to delete my social media or my email list, I'd say, take my social media, take it, have it. Let me keep my email list because emails are worth so much more. And most business gurus aren't going to tell you this because they want you distracted. They want you distracted. They want you thinking about other things like ads. I'll give you 3 tips for email marketing. 3 tips. Tell stories. Humans love stories, personal stories. You can even make them up. I could tell a story about my dog barking at the moment, but imagine this, right? So I went to Coachella in 2019, and afterwards I said to my mate Darren, hey, come to LA, meet me, we'll go out. Then when we got there, I went to get my hire car, and the hire car, I got a bit excited, and I ended up getting a Corvette instead of a Camaro. Meant one thing, we couldn't get the suitcase in the car because it was a coupe. So we went to Hollywood, stopped at the hotel. We had a trip to San Diego and San Francisco. Couldn't even take a suitcase. So we had to fill the bonnet of the car with underwear, socks, t-shirts, whatever, which was quite embarrassing, but the car was cool. But we get back to LA and I'm like, hey mate, let's do some laundry. So I call up the hotel. I say, hey, can we do some laundry? They go, sweet. They pick it up. I say, look, I need it by tomorrow because we're checking out. They said, fine. Went to breakfast the next morning, came back to the room, no laundry. I'm like, it's a 5-star hotel. Surely there's some fucking laundry. Call them up. I'm like, yo, where's my laundry? They go, sir, check your wardrobe. Check the wardrobe, opened it. Holy shit balls. In the wardrobe was every bit dry cleaned. Even the boxes were individually wrapped. I looked at the bill. $500 for laundry. $500 for laundry. Darren looks at me and goes, bruv, my flight from London to LA return was less than your laundry bill. He goes, bruv, we could have got your mum to fly from London to LA, do our laundry, stay the night, and fly back, and it would have been cheaper. I looked at him and I go, do you know what? This will make a good email. I wrote an email, told the whole story I just told you. At the end, I said, look, the only way you could have a worse morning than me is to not join my academy. So, even just then, right? Telling your story. Wasn't that nice? It was a little distraction from what we were doing. And you get to do that properly if you can via email. Anything good that happens, email. Anything bad that happens, email. Number 2, sell in every email. Just don't be overly pushy. You can even pop it in like a little PS at the bottom. Hey, PS, don't forget I'm running this program. Number 3, I repeat, you cannot email someone too often. You can only be too boring. And if you can abide to that, man, you can have some fun. So I know what you're thinking. Emails. How is an email going to get us sales? Well, we're going to go into the realm of probably what is the biggest mistake that I see amongst fitness businesses. After this very video, I'm going to jump in the Discord, and the very first thing I'm going to be doing is putting out fires in a very certain area of people's fitness businesses that people, you can disagree with me on this, but you don't need a website. You really don't need a website. Every PT is like, oh, I've been quoted $5,000 to build a website. I'm like, why? Your websites are dog shit. Your websites are awful. They get you no sales. What you really need is something called a landing page. And a landing page is not a website as much as whatever anyone would say. And I've been through it. I know how to talk to you because I was this person before. A website is usually what we call like a brochure page. It's a place where people are like, 15 things that I can click on about me, contact, services. I don't care if you swam for county to me. All right. Stop it. I came here because I want to know what the fuck you're selling. Not to mention, when I see social media icons on your website, again, you're going the wrong way. We should be sending people from socials to the email list. If they don't go from email list, they can come straight to the landing page. But what we don't want is try and sell to someone and then to end up on your bloody YouTube, right? Wrong way. I know on my business mentorship, we got social links on the bottom, but that's because sometimes with paid ads, send people to the website, they might want social proof. But anyway, the best performing landing pages are a one-way story down a page to a button that says buy now. You shouldn't be booking in a call. Shouldn't be DMing people to close sales. It's our job to disarm people so that they feel like they're making the right choice, not to trick people, not to coerce people, but to disarm them because they come to the page expecting you to be a con artist. And I was at an event recently and I said this, which is probably quite profound. Your landing page is like being a manager outside a restaurant. So imagine this: you're in the Amalfi Coast, you're walking down a cobbled street, and there's a restaurant, and this guy comes out, goes, "Hey, are you guys hungry?" Of course you're hungry. It's dinner time, Amalfi Coast. You're going to be eating somewhere. But instead of going, hey, and trying to push you in because you go, no, 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 this guy's too much. In case if he didn't give a shit, it would also be not enough. He comes out, he goes, hey guys, here's a menu. Let me know if you need my help. Let me know if you have any questions. That's what our landing page is. We should give them the menu. That's why we show pricing on our landing pages. Some of you guys are like, oh, I can explain pricing on a call. Fuck off. If you went past a restaurant and there was no prices, you go, these guys are here to bum us. These guys here are to bum us dry. So instead, you put your pricing, you say how much it is. Because even if they leave and they don't buy at that point, they now know how expensive it is because they can then go check out other restaurants. And that's fine if they check out other restaurants because they will come back to ours if ours is right. Check out the menu. Do you have any questions? If they do, answer them. So again, on a landing page, you could have your contact information. Hey guys, if nothing's been made clear, here's my phone number. Here's my personal email address. Ask me away. Oh, can I book in a call? No. What, do you call up? Excuse me, I want to eat at a restaurant. I was hoping, could we sit down on the phone for half an hour so I can make sure I'm making the right decision coming to a restaurant? Fuck off. That's not how it works. Your landing page is to be like a restaurant manager. Hey, I appreciate you have something. I have what you need. I don't expect you to trust me, but here's a menu, here's prices. If there's anything I could do for you, let me know. That is what we are looking to do. And if I was to give you the non-negotiables of a landing page, and again, we go into a lot more detail in the mentorship, I'd say this. People need to know what it is, why they need it, why they get, what they get, why to trust you, and how to buy. What it is, why they need it, what it is, why they need it, what they get, why to trust you, how to buy. And if you can put things in that order, you can disarm people. And what a lot of people have been having success with in my mentorship is they put a header video, just showing them who you are, letting them see you. Even then, me not being able to flip in, read properly makes me seem real. This isn't an edited video. I'm just riffing. I'm riffing away. If I was to do like a little video from mine, a header video would be like, action. Welcome to my business mentorship. Remember, I don't need to say hi or introduce myself. This is a sales page. So the business mentorship is a place I share my time, resources with fitness businesses who like to learn from someone who's done what they want to do. Sounding smooth. I like it, James. I don't know why you're talking like that. But anyway, what you get is a very active Discord community, access to the mentorship education modules, and all new courses I add across time. And this is a one-time cost that lasts a lifetime. I'm not going to rob you and bleed you dry with monthly costs like other mentorships. Why trust me? Well, here's some of the feedback. Ding, 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 coming up screen from other coaches just like yourself in the Discord. I suggest you sign up now, secure your spot, and I'll work closely with you to ensure that you get your initial investment back, maybe within weeks, definitely within months. All the information you need is on the page below. Check it out. And if you have any questions, queries, or qualms, let me know. If not, I will see you in the Discord. This guy, look at that. Look at that for a sales tactic. Now, it is imperative and important that we use certain software for landing pages that give us certain analytics. And again, a lot of coaches in my mentorship push back, oh, it's $15 a month. Buy it. Because we want to know how many visitors are coming to the click-through page and through to the offer and what they are doing. Because if there's loads of traffic coming to the page and no sales, that's a conversion problem. Maybe we need to look at pricing. Maybe you're too expensive. Maybe you've not commoditized demand. Maybe the flow of the page isn't right. Maybe your sales copy is rubbish. But if there's not enough visitors coming to the site for us to have a conversion problem, we have a traffic problem. We need to go back to social media, look at our email marketing, how big is our list, how engaging is our content, how aggressive are our call to actions. And they are a very different set of processes that we need to go to work on, and we only know that if we get the analytics from the landing page. So remember, a certain percentage out of 100 visitors that come to your landing page, a certain percentage will buy. And if you can nail the processes of a good landing page, you get more sales for the same amount of work and effort because you're doing so much at the top end of the funnel. If you would just tweak the landing page to be better, if you go from 2% to 4%, you are doubling the amount of sales you're getting from the very same amount of effort. Amalfi Coast hands. I've done it before where I've A/B split pages where put a page out, done it with less text, done it with a video. Wow, the video outperforms the text. Cool, make 3 more videos. Wow, the shorter video outperforms the long videos. Wow, A/B split it. So is that it? 35 minutes into the live? No, we still need to talk about the next wave of content creation that people aren't talking about. And when we fully grasp this, we can really level up our games. If you had to ask me where to double down efforts into the next 3, 6, 9, 12 months, I'd say YouTube. TikTok just went to 60-minute uploads. 60-minute. That should be a sign, people. People are getting sick. They are exhausted of over edited reels. They're sick to death of content, short form content, swiping to death. And the mediums of content are changing. I think long form is coming back. I think people are sick of these 20-second reels. Too many animations. The people want to sit down and just relax. They want their shoulders to go down. And I'm a true believer that someone needs to spend a certain amount of time in front of you before they buy from you. And if you do 30-second reels, it could take a very long time to accrue hours, right? Think now, you've been sat with me for 35 minutes, every minute now. If you put out engaging 6 to 20-minute videos on a specific topics, if you cover them with incredible thumbnails and titles, you could very easily nurture and grow an entirely new audience. You know, literally think about this video. If you can sit with me for half an hour, you're starting to build trust in me. You're starting to say, oh, do you know what? If I didn't rate this guy's course, if I sent him a polite email, he would probably do the right thing as long as I wasn't a time waster. There are not many super successful goats that don't have or use YouTube. And people on YouTube often are the ones that take life seriously. They like to be informed. You know what I mean? Like someone who's got a YouTube premium account is probably quite smart. They've probably got the higher echelon of IQ. Bums and benefit frauds use Instagram and they swipe their life away. But most smart intellectuals use YouTube because they like to be informed on topics, and those topics you can educate them on. So YouTube audiences, in my opinion, I think are the best customers. It's why I'm doing this video here and not on Facebook, not anywhere else. YouTube, I think, is changing now as well. There's the community wall aspect where you can now post photos on YouTube and you can use sales copy. That you could even take your email marketing emails and post them on YouTube with a picture. Or you could use those community channels to obtain people to sign up to your email address. So, you know, that's crazy. You don't even have to promote stuff in your videos anymore, because if people follow and engage with your videos, they'll get your community wall. And YouTube is hard, but if you get your blue belt in YouTube, it pretty much makes you a black belt at short form content creation. So questions: are you smashing YouTube? Are you earning good money from it? Have any of your videos popped off and noticeably changed your life? And I suppose the big reality for me, Ed from Film Booth and Creator Booth, he kind of said to me, I spent like £10,000 in the last year, best money I've ever spent. Whatever you earn from YouTube, whatever Google pay you, your business should be doing easily 10 times that. Because if you're earning $1,000 from Google, the amount of exposure that you would have had for your business should be doing at least $10,000. And if it didn't, you're not using YouTube right. You shouldn't be using YouTube to try and be like Logan Paul and get millions of views. On his course, someone with 800 views made 30,000 US dollars because the views converted more. And if I had to give you 3 tips about YouTube, what would I give you? 1, title and thumbnail first. Learn that from Ed. You might have an amazing concept for a video. Might be like, oh, wow, that video sounds amazing. But if you haven't got a good title and thumbnail, if you can't package it, if you can't make it look sexy, no one's going to watch it. So it's really important that you go title and thumbnail first. There's a website called thumbsup.tv where you can actually input your title and thumbnail before you make your video to see how it looks, whether your title's too long, whether people can see a thumbnail in different areas. Number 2, find successful versions of the video that you want to make and take inspiration from them, but do it better. Everyone's like, oh, you can't do the same thing twice. Well, you kind of can if you do your own spin on it. And again, I learned this one from Ed. Most of the things that I tell you about YouTube, Ed's influenced me. In our time, we've had 3 Batmans, 3 Supermans. We don't care. Yeah, the story is the same, but the director is different. And when there is a different person curating and directing a movie, as long as you have your own way of telling a story, you know, there's probably a million videos on YouTube about metabolism, on athletic greens, on Liver King. But if you do your own, you can do great. And number 3 is, if you can cut something from your video and it still makes sense, get rid of it. There's way too much waffle in stuff online. And again, you need to learn to edit. And I can teach you how to do this inside the mentorship, because if you don't become the director of your project, it will fall flat on its face. And this YouTube isn't just a big part of my mentorship. It's going to be another extension course I'm going to branch out, which you get access to inside. I'm not sure if you can see my silver play button up there, but I'll be doing a course on how to get your first 100,000. So I appreciate you guys being with me 39 minutes. I just want to leave you with a little nugget and then you can go. much of what I've just spoken about, you could just run away with and implement and not pay me. I appreciate that. And you know what, James? Cheers to the advice. See ya. But I'll tell you a very quick story. So, like I was saying before, I was watching this guy's content. His name was Ed. He has a channel, Film Booth, Creator Booth. And I went through the very binge thing. I didn't even realize it was called the binge effect. I messaged him. I was like, bro, I've just watched like an hour of your videos. He goes, yeah, he created them that way. And his content helped me so much. I was like, right, I'm going to do your course. But I didn't even know anything about it. I was like, whatever you're selling them, do it. Spend £10,000 to them. And it was by far the best investment ever because I actually, within 2-3 months, had a £10,000 month on YouTube. But it wasn't just the course. It wasn't just the fact I'd spent so much cash. If I look at it, it wasn't, I wasn't just going to leave it there and do nothing with it. I couldn't spend £10,000 and do nothing. And my course is a lot cheaper than that, by the way. It's currently a steal. It's 1,500 US dollars, which is still a lot. But if I charged any less, there's the risk that you wouldn't do anything with it. After I paid that, I was like, oh, went up 10K. I was like, ugh, ugh. I was like, I could have bought a car. Ugh. But the second I press play, I was like, right, I need to get into the modules. I need to earn that money back. I need to do the work. I was obsessed until I made that money back. Now, 400,000 subscribers later, I owe him so much. And do you know what would have ruined it? The one thing that would have really ruined all of my progress on YouTube is if I DM'd him and he said, hey, mate, why didn't you have the course for free? Because if he did that, I wouldn't have respected it. I wouldn't have done the work necessary. I wouldn't have done anything. I've actually given some of my friends free access to my business mentorship, and the majority of them have done fuck all with it because they've got no skin in the game. They've got nothing to lose. If I made this course cheaper, I wouldn't know the people in it on a first name basis. I would have too many people in it. If it was half the price, I'd have twice as many coaches. If I have twice as many coaches, I can only give them half the amount of care and attention they need. If anything, it should be 3 to 4 times the price of what it is, and it will go up in time. The course was 750, then it was 1,000, now it's 1,500. When we get to 1,000, it will go up again. But you need to actually spend the cash on this course so that you do the work to earn it back. And people don't like to hear that. They're like, oh, but I need a fire lit in your belly. I need for you to be like, oh my God, that hurt when I just spent that money. Because if it doesn't hurt when you pay for it, you just wouldn't respect it. If it was cheap, you wouldn't respect it. You wouldn't do the work necessary. I know the majority of my mentees in their first name basis, 30 of them have got my personal phone number. Some of them we chat on WhatsApp, and I need it to be that way. So like, I've got all the resources you need. I'm adding new courses as we go along. You get a lifetime membership. I jump on calls with people in my mentorship if I can learn from them. Some of them have taught me about MiniChat, implementing chatbots. And I keep adding courses as we go along. And if you were to join and there was a certain topic or niche that you wanted to learn about, I would add it. I would add it within a few weeks. I empty the Discord every single day. When my missus went into labor, we were in hospital. She still had her stitches in from birth, and I'm there emptying the Discord. And in that, I will call you out on your bullshit. I will hold you to a new set of standards. You know, I will make you do the work that's necessary to get better. And yeah, like I said, I'm fully committed to this as a business. I need the commitment back from you guys. And if you guys are ready to do it, there are links below. And if you respect yourself and your business, it's a no-brainer. And if you're not sold after watching a long video like this, I don't know what I can do. So there's some links below in the description. You can either join the 30-day emails, you can book in a call to join the mentorship, all the resources and information you need. Hopefully this was good. If you have any questions, feel free to fire them into the comments. If you want to follow this channel, I'm going to be putting out helpful advice nonstop. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Bye-bye.